Lower back pain and shoulder pain can both be helped by this handy little sitting trick. I'm going to turn side on so that you can see me more easily. For those of you that sit up rather too straight, you'll find you'll tuck your feet underneath you, arch through the back, and end up working at home from this position. Then there'll be some of us who slouch a bit. So you'll find that you'll sit back here, probably stick your feet out in front of you, and work from this position. Both of these postures are just a little ways outside of what we call neutral spine. This little trick is to help you find that neutral pelvis position. We're going to go through from one extreme to the other. Do this within what's comfortable. Don't go to your full end range if it's at all sore. You're going to roll your pelvis backwards and then roll your pelvis forwards. So we're rounding through the lower back and arching through the lower back. You can picture your abdominals just shortening through the front here as we arch through the lower back and then arch forwards through the lower back. Then we slowly want to roll to a point about halfway between those two movements so that we're sitting up nice and tall. The torso is balanced up above the pelvis and we can work from this position with much more comfort, both through the lower back and your upper back. If you're sitting on a hard stool, a dining chair perhaps, you might find this useful if you slide your hands underneath your bum. As you roll from one movement to the other, you'll really feel those little egg-shaped rockers we call your sit bones. Those are the little bits that you want to be sitting up on top of. If you roll your pelvis backwards too much in sitting, you'll roll onto the flabby bit of your bum. So we just want to tilt the pelvis, roll up, until we're sitting on those two little rockers. If you're someone who tilts too far in this direction into what we call an anterior pelvic tilt, you'll have quite a lot of pressure through the backs of your legs. You'll just need to roll backwards just a fraction until you're sitting on those little rockers. When we're in a more neutral position, the upper back is really nicely centered over the pelvis, instead of slouched or overly arched. We're somewhere in the middle, and hopefully you'll feel a lot more comfortable.